Okay, so here I am in Argo. There's the death hotel slash old clinic where people would die from experimental procedures, and then they would just bury them in the yard over here out back. But if things go to hell in a handbasket, got the church. Oh, this is where we're playing? Oh, wow. Okay, so coming up the stairs, this is pretty amazing. I don't even know really what to say. This is just so creepy. We were told just now to expect
an active weekend.
Active weekend. Expect to have your clothes tugged on, hair pulled. I mean, it all sounds good to me, but... So here is my room. Has a sitting area. And this is my bedroom. The door closed on its own, but I think that's not a thing. I think it just happens. And then, if I get too scared, I get to come out here and hang out. Here's the setup.
Come back here. And I will tell you about this.
This is for the first half of the game that takes place upstairs, and then I get the basement, which turns out super active right now. And this is the basement where I'll be. That was the owner, not a ghost.
She's done. Hey, who was gonna light this room on fire? You wanna come in?
Okay, and what does she have to do?
Just roll a DC save of 15 for dexterity.
It's 2:15 in the morning, night one. Going strong. So, let's try a little experiment. So here's some candy. If anybody's interested in it, I'm gonna put it right here. And if anybody's interested in eating the candy, help yourselves. I'm gonna just leave it right here on the counter for anybody that might want some. So yeah, we'll check it in a little bit. Well, I survived the night, and I didn't have any ghosts crawl into bed with me. No one touched me. No one grabbed my wiener. If the candy that we put out, we should see if that's still there. Let's see. What? There's only two pieces of candy there. Huh, weird. I don't know, weird. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do a voiceover here. We'll see how it goes. You're gonna see a lot of these creepy dolls in a lot of these pictures. We brought 6 of them up, one for each player, and then encouraged them to dress them up. They had different challenges they had to do with them. Here's Bill looking super creepy as the DM. There's Chris with his doll after he got it dressed up. If you did a good job, then you got inspiration points, and you could use those throughout the game. I love this picture of Chris here. He just found out something bad had happened to his character. They fed us really well. Every morning we had a breakfast casserole, which was always amazing. This is the whole crew. This is our first morning after playing till 3 o'clock in the morning, and then ate breakfast at 10. This is the downstairs where my session took place, and we walked over for lunch to the local bar, and we found a payphone. Ben tried to use it, but he couldn't get a hold of anybody. Here's the super creepy stairs that led upstairs. Love those. Made for a great picture of all the players, and we got to look official and look cool. Again, here's another super creepy doll. They had to take a picture of the doll on a pentagram. And again, they got inspiration points if they did a good job. There was always winners for different categories. Here's all 6 of them all together. You can see them. Wow, those guys did such a great job. They're so creepy looking. We printed a lot of minis for this campaign. My printer at home was really going strong. Got them all printed, got them all painted just in time. We haven't got to use this one yet. This is probably a giveaway to the players. But I really enjoyed playing downstairs in the basement. As you listen to this video, you'll hear some experiences I had. You can see that I'm home, and I survived the Argo, the haunted hotel / experimental clinic back in the olden days. People died, people were buried in the yard. Autopsies were performed in the basement, and there's troughs where bodily fluids would run out of the room into a cistern, and all kinds of stuff. Nobody touched me, nobody molested me, I didn't get manhandled. I don't think I'm possessed, but I did have an instance where I was walking up the grand staircase, and I made it up about halfway, and to my right, very plain as day, like a woman was standing next to me. It was a very audible sigh. It sounded like, but in a woman's voice. My voice is a little bit lower. And I stopped. It made me stop and look around, and obviously there was no one there. Plain as day, right in my ear. I don't know if it was somebody walking past me going up the stairs or down, but I heard it. And a couple other people had instances where some things were taken or moved or misplaced from where they know they put specific things. Most of the stuff that happened to us, though, was electronic things and based on things that I've heard that's fairly normal, that spirits may need some energy or some electricity to manifest themselves. And we had a ton of that while we were there. One of the games took place upstairs in the big main dining room, and we were using my laptop, which is not old by any means, maybe 6 months at the most, barely used, and I had it plugged into a battery bank, or not a battery bank, I'm sorry, a power bank. And the DM that was running that particular session had his laptop, a monitor, I think one more thing, a light, and then my laptop. And it was all plugged into the same power bank. And as his session finished up for the night after playing for a while, he said, "Hey, Benito, come here and look at this." And so I went around, to behind his area where he was sitting, and my computer screen said, I think it said something to the effect of attention battery low. It was never running on battery. It had been running plugged into the power box all night. It didn't come unplugged. The power box didn't, because all of the other equipment was working fine. And for some reason, my computer battery had been completely drained down to nothing, but it was still plugged in and running. I don't know how that happened, but I guess whatever spirit was in the room needed that electricity at that time, so I just took it from my battery. The DM said that he was having trouble with his laptop with the software program kept stopping. That, of course, that could be a software issue. But the other thing that was weird is this monitor right here. This monitor there on the table that we play on. We have digital maps and things like that. For some reason, it just kept turning off. And I would have to get the remote control and turn it back on, and it'd be on for a while, and then it would just turn off for no apparent reason whatsoever. And it's never done that before here or any other place I've ever taken it. But the one thing that got me the most, there's two things, but one was really kind of hit me harder than the others, is when we were in the basement and we were doing my campaign, and Jennifer, the woman who owns the Argo, said a lot of the activity seems to happen in the basement. The spirits like to hang out down there. And there was at one point where I was on this side of the table, and my friend Bill was on the other side of the table, and he had his phone out, and he was sitting in a chair, and he was going like this, flipping through Facebook like you do, just looking at different things. And all of a sudden, his phone started making the loudest, it was just static. It was just a, and he looked at it, and everybody at the table turned around and looked at him, and he got a worried look on his face, and he's hitting buttons, and he's trying to figure out what's making the noise, and then it just stopped. So that was strange. That one really got me. But the other thing was, we had several Bluetooth speakers that were hooked up to One was hooked up to my phone, one was hooked up to my laptop, and then another DM had a smaller little brick Bluetooth speaker hooked up to his laptop, or his iPad, and he was running some sound effects on it. And every once in a while, he would put his iPad down, walk off to go do something, not running any sounds or anything, and all of a sudden, out of his speaker, music would just start to play. And that happened a couple of times. At one point, we turned down all of our Bluetooth speakers, and it was just his playing music. So we called him over mid-game and said, "Hey, is that your Bluetooth speaker that's playing music? Because I'm not running anything." And he walked over to his iPad and picked it up and looked at it, and he's like, I don't have any music playing or anything selected. And so he starts messing around with buttons and slides and things. And I think he might have just ended up shutting off the software and the music stopped playing. No idea. Nobody activated it. He wasn't anywhere around his computer, and it just decided it was going to play music. The owner, again, like I said, Jennifer, she said that the jukebox downstairs from time to time would, I think, just kick on and play music. So whatever's down there must enjoy just hearing music and listening, and has figured out how to make that happen. So those were the instances that happened while I was there. It happened. I was there. No need to make it up. But it was really super fun. And our hostess, Jennifer, was amazing. She made that B&B, that hotel that's her home, she made it our home. And she trusted us with every inch of it, gave us an amazing tour, fed us breakfast, lunch. At one point we were playing so hard we wanted to get some pizza but didn't know how to take a break. And she called the place, ordered our pizzas, went and picked it up and brought it back. She kept us fed, served us drinks all night. There was a bar, and she was very nice about just going around all night, making sure we were comfortable. Do you need a drink? I'll go mix you a drink, just so that our game wouldn't be interrupted. And she went so far above and so far beyond with everything. Just an amazing woman and an amazing place. So if you get a chance, I would definitely go to the Argo and just go check it out. She gives a great tour, and it's fun. And Crofton, Nebraska, as small as it is, was a very cool little town to hang out in. We went to the local tavern and had some amazing food there too. And the people there at the tavern were just beyond nice. And so definitely go check it out. Tell Jennifer that Benito sent you, and go enjoy the Argo. And I hope you enjoyed this whole video. There's quite a bit to it, and stay nerdy.